Hey guys, welcome back to Nancy's Homestyle Kitchen. We are going to a social gathering tonight and I'm in charge of bringing an appetizer. So I'm gonna make my creamy chicken chili enchilada roll-ups. This is an easy recipe to put together. It uses pretty simple ingredients. Let's get started. Here are the ingredients that you're gonna need to make the roll-ups. In my mixer bowl, I have 2 blocks of cream cheese that are softening up to room temperature. I have a 2-cup bag of a Mexican blend shredded cheese. I have a packet of taco seasoning. You could use any brand that you like. I have 2 green onions that are finely chopped, about a 1/4 cup of chopped cilantro. I have some wraps. Now I got these from Winco, and these are chili tomato wraps. Normally I use the Jalapeño Cheddar wraps that you can get from Mission. I have a hard time finding them in my area, but if you could find them at your store, they work really well for this recipe. I also am draining a can of diced green chilies and a can of Rotel tomatoes. And finally, I have 2 cups of shredded chicken. I made this just a little bit ago. What I did is I pulled a couple of chicken breasts out of the freezer, put them in my Instant Pot with about a cup of water. I had some carrot, onion, and celery in my refrigerator. I added that with some jalapeno, some salt, a bay leaf, and some peppercorns. Pressure cooked it for 20 minutes, let it natural release for 20 minutes, and it shreds up beautifully. We're starting off by mixing the cream cheese to get it into a more spreadable consistency. So I'm gonna turn it on about medium speed and let it go for about 30 seconds or so, and then we'll start adding some of the other ingredients. So I'm using the Siete brand of mild taco seasoning. You can use any taco seasoning that you would like. I think there's spicy versions out there, so feel free to play around with different flavor combinations to what you and your family like. So the recipe calls for 2 tablespoons, which should be about half of this packet. So just add it to your cream cheese, and then you have another half for another batch, or maybe you can make some chicken tacos or something with that later on. Okay, let's get that going back again. Then I'm going to add the green onions. Let's add the cilantro. And the drained Rotel tomatoes and diced green chilies. I'm going to lift up the mixer and scrape down the sides of the bowl. If you really want to be adventurous, you could actually add some chopped up jalapenos or some olives to this mixture as well. So I'm going to give it another spin, and that looks just perfectly incorporated. I don't want to over mix this. All right, I'm going to clean this off, and then we will put the shredded chicken in and mix that in by hand. Before I add the shredded chicken to the cream cheese mixture, I'm going to take a little bit out because we're going to actually use this as kind of a glue to secure the tortillas. To the rest of it, let's add the 2 cups of chicken and just fold it in. All right, that is nicely incorporated. It kind of looks like a wetter version of chicken salad, actually. So now we're ready to assemble the tortillas. So take a tortilla and lay it on your work surface. I want to make sure you guys can see this. And then take a pizza cutter or a knife and just trim off the edges. You don't have to be perfect. Don't worry about it. It's about 1 inch, 1.5 inches. Because after you roll the tortilla up, this isn't going to have any filling on it, and you're just going to cut it off and waste it anyway. So just cut them off now. You could save them and bake them and make chips or something with them. So take a little bit of your glue, and spread that here on the top, because this is what is going to be used to hold your tortilla together after you get all your filling. And then take a good amount of filling, probably one more scoop. And I use a little offset cake decorating. I don't know if they call it a knife or a spatula. It's not really sharp, so maybe it's a spatula. But it works really well because then your fingers aren't dragging in the food. It kind of puts it up at an angle. So just get it to the side as close as you can and make a nice even layer. And it looks like I'm a little shy, so I'm going to add a little bit more down here in the corner. Okay, then take some of the shredded cheese. I have just mixed this cheese into the cream cheese and chicken mixture before, but I kind of think it looks nice when you can just see it kind of shredded, and it just adds some texture and dimension to the roll-ups. Then start from the side that has the filling, not the glue side, and you want to just start rolling it and roll it as tight as you can. And you'll see we're stopping here with the filling because as you roll, it's going to want to kind of push the filling that way anyway. So as long as you only fill it like 2/3 to 3/4 of the way and then finish with the glue, you'll get a nice roll up without all your filling coming out the other side. Okay, so one down, I'm going to finish the rest and I'll show you what it looks like. Here is all of the roll-ups. So the next thing I'm going to do is just cover this with plastic wrap, and they need to go in the refrigerator for a couple hours. I'm hoping about 3 hours or so. That way the cream cheese can harden again and it'll make it easier for us to cut up into the little spirals and arrange them on our plate for serving. So we'll see you in about 3 hours. It's been a couple hours and these are nice and cold, so let's go ahead and cut them up and we'll get them on our serving plate. Okay, so I'm just gonna start by cutting it in half. And I'm using a serrated knife. That's gonna go through it the best. Let's just cut this in each one into thirds. So as I gathered, we're gonna get about 6 slices per roll. And then all you do is just take it and let's start in the middle. And can you see the inside of the roll? And I'm just going to start arranging them around in a circular fashion. If your serrated knife starts getting gummed up with, cheese and cream cheese, you could use a wet paper towel and clean it off. And that way it'll keep cutting through everything nicely. Okay, I'm going to continue cutting these up and we'll be right back. And there you have it. Creamy chicken chili enchilada roll-ups. 30 pieces minus 1 because we're going to do the taste test. It is really good. It's just so nice how it picks up the traditional flavor of enchilada in a nice little convenient package that you can take and share at your next gathering. Anyway, I hope you give this recipe a try. If you like this type of content, please hit the like button. Oh. That's all I have for today. If you like this video, please hit the like button and also subscribe for more content. And I will catch you on the next video.